Hello and welcome to this week's Code Cookie. This episode will be pretty short, but very sweet if you believe me. Okay. Sorry, I'm just tired. Like always. Okay, so in the last version of Zervicepoint we released, it was 1.24.24.10. We snuck in a feature that we like to call CopyPaste. Excuse me. And so we snuck in a feature called CopyPaste, and what that means is that you can now copy and paste in your service and process editor. Let me demonstrate. Although it's not the only thing, we introduced keyboard shortcuts as well. Something we perhaps should have done long ago, but hey, now we have it. So I have my service, Mr. Test 2000, and I put some fields in here. And I can just hit Control S. Okay. Pretty cool. And more than that, I can select the service, right click, choose copy, right click here, select paste. Cool. I can click here and hit shift, click here, select all, hit Control C, hit Control V, and I can click here and hit Control and click here and hit Control X, click here and press Control V. You probably get the idea. But let's say I call this cottage cheese, and then I bind that to a variable as well. And let's call it test. You can see that we have bound it here. I copy it, I paste it, and we're not bound to a variable. So if we want to do that, we need to create a variable for it. So it's some logic behind this that you need to take into consideration. Let's say we build a workflow. Can just take some activities here. Let's bind this to our newly created variable. We can, like we did before, we can copy it, paste it, delete it with shortcuts. And we'll have a context menu here, which is supported in most browsers, or not most browsers, in some browsers. I believe the details are in the release notes, I believe. But I'm using Chrome now, and I seem to have full functionality here. Another really cool thing is that if I have a production environment and a test environment, and I have a service here that I built in the test environment, and I have a mirrored environment in the production, I can just copy these. And let's take out a new admin window, create a new service, test 3000. Okay, now I just copied that instead, so I need to copy this again. I copy these, go into this workflow editor, I can just paste it in there. Furthermore, if I'd like to, I can just paste it in Notepad, and I have the whole JSON representation here, which means that I can share my workflow in a chat or such. So that's very cool. So this opens up a bunch of possibilities. Just remember that you need to, if you have, like you use plugins and your own providers, you need to have that as well in the new place, or the place you're pasting to. And in this case it's fine because it's the same store. But the providers need to exist in both cases. Let's create a new variable here called first name, and one called identity. And then we bind that here. Then we copy this, and we go back to the previous process. Remember, we don't have that variable here. And I paste that here, and all of a sudden this variable has been created for me. So we try to do stuff automatically to make it as easy as possible for you when you do these kinds of things. And I hope this makes it easier for you to share your work, your workflows and or forms. So that was it for this time. So hope to talk to you again soon and see you next week's Code Cookie.